we will see in this chapter key concepts. So what is satisfaction, what is loyalty, and we will see how they are related, because satisfaction is considered as an antecedent of loyalty, and we will see how both are then related to profit. We will then see a tool that is used to make customers loyal, namely loyalty programs, and we will conclude this chapter about key objectives of loyalty. So let's have a look on the satisfaction, loyalty, profit chain. You can see here that value is created through the product, value is created through customer service, and value is created through employee performance or relationship performance. Firms have three vectors marked to create value for the customers: the product, the service, and employee performance. These are antecedents of satisfaction. So satisfaction is influenced by product, service, and employee performance. Satisfaction influences retention and loyalty is the antecedents and influences customer lifetime value and customer equity. So satisfaction is actually a positive disconfirmation between product expectations and real performance. If you expect on a scale between 1 and 10, you have an expectation of 8, and if when you consume the product or the service, you perceive it as 10, then you have a positive disconfirmation between what you expect and what you really. For example, you go book a hotel, you expect actually you have no breakfast, so you have no particular expectation, but finally the hotel is offering you the breakfast, or you book a standard room, and finally the hotel will offer you a superior room. Then you will have a positive disconfirmation between what you expect and what you really perceive. You will be highly satisfied. If the performance is higher than your expectations, then you will have high satisfaction. On the other side, if you expect more than you perceive, for example, you expect a 10, but you perceive only an 8, then you will have weak satisfaction. It will be a negative disconfirmation between product expectations and real performance. In this case, you will have dissatisfaction. So, for example, if you have booked a superior room, but finally the hotel will give you a standard room, or if you have booked a room with view on the city and you have a room with a view on the backyard, then you will expect more than that you finally get, and you will have a negative disconfirmation between what you expect and what you really perceive. It means that you will be highly dissatisfied. Antecedents of satisfactions are actually the performance. So we evaluate our experience in terms of product experience, in terms of service experience, in terms of employee performance, how the employees perform the services. So for example, if we take an airline, we evaluate clearly performance, how the flying attendants produce the service, and it influences directly our satisfaction. What are the antecedents of satisfaction? The antecedents are mainly based on communication, so word-of-mouth communication, that is communication done by other customers, but also on companies' advertisings and past experiences, but also the buyer's needs. So again, we can see in this framework that customers expect a given level of product or service performance or relationship performance, and they perceive really the performance of the product, service, or relationship. And the difference between both brings either a positive disconfirmation, which is called satisfaction, or brings a negative disconfirmation, which is called dissatisfaction. And you can see that the expectations customers have depend on these 4 variables. So first of all, communication. So the more positive the advertising is, the more the company gives promises to the customers, the higher the expectations. It's in the same vein, the better the word of mouth or the reviews which are done by customers are, the higher will be the expectations. Let's take the example of TripAdvisor. When customers see a lot of positive reviews, a lot of nice pictures of a hotel room, then the expectations will be high. In accordance to the positive reviews or the large number of promises which are given by the brand. Another factor is clearly the experience. And so if we have only positive experiences in a given hotel room, and so we have a high expectation about the standards, the services which are given in the room or in the hotel, and so the expectations will be high. And therefore, our expectations are based on what we have lived before in terms of buying experience, our past buying experiences. And last but not least, there are our needs and the buyer's needs. So the higher the needs, the higher the expectations. So if we book a room for a honeymoon or for a holiday trip, we clearly have higher expectations than if we book it only for one hotel night, one night. If we want to stay only one night, and actually it is less important what we perceive for this night. So according to buying situations, according to buyers' needs, customers have given expectations. And past experiences and needs are strongly related also to the buyer's incomes. So if the income is higher, the expectations are generally also higher. But it's also related to age. So younger customers have fewer experiences and sometimes also, and mostly also lower needs, lower expectations due to less exigencies in terms of their needs. That is why these factors are important to consider when valuing expectations, product and service expectations. So clearly, firms have to pay attention how they influence the expectations through communication, companies and customer communication, but also they have to take into account the former experiences and buyers' needs that customers have. We measure satisfaction. Satisfaction is measured with 3 tools. The first of the tools are customer satisfaction barometers, which are measured through surveys. Survey-based method, which is generally based in at all different touch points. For example, when a customer is placing an order on a website, he or she will be surveyed about the website experience and transaction that happens on the website. So transactional experience. Then a couple of days or weeks later, satisfaction survey is done about the delivery satisfaction if the product has arrived at the right time. And a final satisfaction barometer can be realized once the customer has product experience through, for example, an incentive to do a positive product review. First tool are customer satisfaction barometers or customer satisfaction surveys, which are also used by airlines, for example. After each flight, customers are surveyed about their experience based on a tool which is called SurfQual. The second tool is mystery shoppers, customers which are sent by the brand to observe the service provider. This tool is mostly used in the service industry. So these mystery shoppers are acting like a real shopper and will observe the service providers in order to detect dysfunctioning in the service delivery process of the service provider. And finally, the third tool are customer lost surveys. Firms measure how many customers are lost in a given period, which is an indicator about dissatisfaction. And the firm can then decide to contact the lost customers in order to see if these customers defect because of dissatisfaction or change of needs. And so again, there a customer satisfaction survey can be administered. And so 3 tools: customer satisfaction barometers or surveys, mystery shoppers, and lost customer surveys. The next concept is then loyalty. If we are satisfied, this has dissatisfied, this has directly a positive or negative impact on loyalty. If we're dissatisfied, it will have a negative impact on loyalty, and we will perhaps switch away to competitors' brands. If we are satisfied, we might stay loyal with the brand. And this can then be translated through behavioral loyalty and attitudinal loyalty. And so behavioral loyalty is the observed action that the customer has demonstrated towards a particular product or services or brand. So for example, recency, frequency, monetary amount, the purchase basket, the relationship duration. So all these are behavioral loyalty indicators. This is what we saw in chapter 4 about CRM. It's also share of wallet. So all these behavioral indicators are indicators of behavioral loyalty. On the other hand, we have also attitudinal loyalty. These are the attitudes, that is what we think about a brand. So for example, if we trust a brand, or if we like a brand, or if we're attached to a brand. So it's not really what we can observe. We can only measure it with surveys, with questionnaires, through attitude or satisfaction or trust or customer attachment surveys. Attitudinal loyalty is the loyalty that a customer feels towards a brand. And to talk about real loyalty is the combination between behavioral and attitudinal loyalty. So only customers who are really have positive attitudes or attached to a brand and who purchase the brand, who have behavioral loyalty, are real loyal customers. Because if you have only behavioral loyalty, these customers you have some customers who might only buy without really liking the brand. This is mostly the case in grocery retail. So most customers buy in retail, so they're behavioral loyal, but that are not attached to the brand, to the brands in the store, but also to the brand of the supermarket. And because you probably agree that it's difficult to have an attachment to Carrefour or Leclerc, actually these brands. So this means that we have behavioral loyalty, but no attitudinal loyalty. And this is a vulnerable loyalty, because if we buy only for inertia, for example, in supermarket, because of geographical proximity, when a new supermarket opens or when there's a supermarket who has better offerings, we become unloyal. And that is why behavioral loyalty is a kind of fragile and not long-term concept of loyalty. And that is why we need also attitudinal loyalty to have a stable and long-term loyalty. And that is why CRM aims at creating attitudinal loyalty, establishing personalized relationships. The brand creates trust and brand attachment. So CRM clearly aims at increasing attitudinal loyalty through personalized relationships in order to create trust. And once you have attitudinal loyalty, then also the behavioral loyalty should increase. I've seen that if the product performs, the service and the employees perform higher than we expect, then we have satisfaction. If we experience satisfaction, then we experience behavioral loyalty and perhaps also attitudinal loyalty. Real loyalty is the combination between attitudinal loyalty and behavioral loyalty. And then the final concept, the higher the loyalty, the higher the customer lifetime value in terms of past profits and future profits. And the higher the customer lifetime value, the higher the CE or customer equity, overall value, aggregated value of all COEs of all customers in the data or customer portfolio. The value a firm is worth on the financial market. So we've seen the satisfaction, loyalty, profit chain, which is also called relationship marketing paradigm. We see now.